right. I think we're here somehow. All right, quick sound check. How you guys doing? Let everybody come in. All right, can we hear everything clear? No shitty distortion on our laptops and our phones, hopefully. All right, how you guys doing? I'm Ken Rose. I play guitar in Hero Jr. And we're here again on Monday, 4 o'clock Eastern for Orange Hangs. Hope you guys had a good weekend. Hope everybody's doing all right. Weird times, that is for sure. Today, as promised, I am going to do the whole hour with my Crush Mini, going through the speaker output on the back into the PPC 112. And for those of you guys that have Crush Minis and haven't put it in to an external speaker, it's really awesome. I mean, it's for a $69 practice amp. It's pretty awesome. Today I'm playing through my custom shop Gibson 1960s reissue Les Paul. It's got Pariah T-type pickups in it that Sean wound for me. Awesome company, awesome pickups. And yeah, I don't know how good you guys can hear over your phones and stuff, but I mean, through this little amp, the definition's pretty awesome for the different pickup combinations. So we got lead pickup. We've got rhythm pickup on the neck. And we got middle position, both pickups. So yeah, I mean, I think I think short of a rehearsal, you can probably get quiet rehearsals out of this, and I mean, for recording it's great. You still get some bottom. Yeah, I mean, it really is great tone. So for those of you guys that are tuning in, I'm Ken Rose. I play guitar with Hero Jr. You can check out our band. Orange always is posting some cool stuff. We're posting stuff on our Instagram, which is at Hero Jr. HEROJR. And we're here on Orange Hangs every Monday at 4 o'clock Eastern Time in America and 9 p.m. in England. And yeah, always, people never believe that this translates so well into other speakers. And the bigger speaker configuration that you have, the louder it gets, actually. So this is a 112 speaker. This is the speaker I usually use for sessions for other artists in the studio. With the band, I'm using a PPC 212, and this sounds great through that. I was just way too lazy. Didn't have enough time to drag it over from the other room in the studio. And I've run it through 412s, and it's even louder. So for a little amp, it's great. This is when, excuse me, when the band tours, I always keep this in the van, and we have, that's the main source of income, and that's my gig, is touring with the band. So since February, we haven't been on the road, which is kind of a drag. So I used to take this with me all the time. We've played 850 shows now, a little bit more in 8.5 years. So being off the road is definitely a drag, but we've been writing a new album that I'm mixing right now, and that's going to come out shortly. New single, Thanksgiving, which is awesome. And yeah, thanks for you guys for writing. I got a lot of really cool messages this week asking about the band and new songs. And if you DM me on Instagram, my Instagram is at mywarpedhalo, MYWARPEDHALO. I'll send you a free download if you do that, and you can check out the band. No, it's really cool. I mean, I don't know how good you guys can hear it through your phones, but this amp, it loses no muscle at all. It's really, really surprising, and it's just really fun to be able to play on a small amp through another cabinet. And want to give a shout out to Anthony Turco. He made me one of these really cool speaker cables, and if you want to check him out, Amp Turco, he was on the show last week. He's an awesome dude, and he makes some killer speaker cables. So I'm just going out of the back of this one. I've got this plugged into the 9-volt power because I didn't want to lose charge while I was in the middle of my show today. But yeah, man, it's killer. Hey, Jamie, how you doing? Yes, it's a great box, really is. The guitar that I'm playing right now, it's my backup guitar for touring. God damn, can I get this in there? It's a Gibson Custom Shop Les Paul. It's a 2019 1960s reissue. It's very faithful. I was looking for a double for my 70s Les Paul for a long time, and the dudes at Gibson found this for me. They're really awesome at Gibson, of course. And then Sean over at Pariah Pickups in Canada. Well, yeah, Canada. He goes between Detroit and Canada. He made these T-type pickups for me, which is very close to my T-top pickups that I've got in my I've got a 1972 Les Paul. That's my main stage guitar. And I wanted something that had a little bit of a Peter Green vibe to it too, and I think he did a great job. I mean, I love these pickups. It's great. Love it. It really sounds like a big orange amp. When I'm on tour, I'm using an OR50 and a PPC 212. That's my main rig. And in the studio, when I'm doing work for other artists and I'm doing sessions that I need a little bit more versatility, I'm using a Rock Reverb 50 Mark III through this cabinet actually, and it works really, really good. Yes, Crush Mini, you can make a whole album. I mean, I think this is better than a lot of amps that I've heard with tubes in it that cost $300 or $400. I mean, this is just no shit. And the other cool thing is it really reacts great to volume, you know. I can be playing and I can bring it down. Oh, guess time. Yes. I can see a flannel from the Pacific Northwest on my screen.
Yeah,
Hey.
buddy.
Okay, wait. My external speaker just died. You there?
I am here. Can you hear me? Can you hear me all right?
Ooh. One sec. Sorry, dude.
No sweat.
Oh, there you go. Gotcha. Cool.
Sweet.
I almost wore that flannel today.
Oh man, it's a classic.
Yeah.
Everybody needs one, right?
Yeah. How you doing?
Really good. Had a
Cool.
really good morning. Really good morning. Well, I'm getting ready to post a new podcast episode
Right
with
on.
Mr. Rob Chapman. So that's pretty exciting. Chapman, he's a lot of people know him. He's been on YouTube forever. He runs Chapman Guitars and all that stuff. Good dude. It was a really fun chat.
Well, he's a
And
legend, right?
What's that?
Pretty much a legend.
I would think so at this point. He's been in the public eye, forever at this point, both on YouTube and like just as a musician. He was in some bands. We talked about it on the podcast, so people can go check that out if they want to. The Tone Mob podcast. So
This is Blake. I'm such a bad introducer. If we just walk on and it's like, yeah,
it's like
this is Blake. He does the Tone Mob podcast, which is awesome. He's all over social media. He's doing product demos on YouTube, and he's all around good guy. Great information, great source of information, and yeah, he's here every week so far, pretty much.
Pretty much, yeah.
Wow, since April, and
it's fun. I enjoy it.
Yeah, I'm still figuring it out, but it's fun.
And everybody, Ken was on an episode, so make sure and check that episode out. It was a really fun one. And it's the Tone Mob podcast wherever you get your podcasts, and fresh episodes every Monday with guitar people of various sorts.
Yeah, I got to check that one out. That's really cool.
Yeah,
and,
I'll be publishing it this afternoon. So.
Oh, cool. So tune into it's at the Tone Mob, right?
On Instagram, yeah. Mm-hmm.
God, my memory is just. Yeah, at the Tone Mob on Instagram, and there's good stuff there. And we have Blake talking about fuzz pedals. Well, it's probably going to branch out because we're running out of fuzz pedals soon, right?
Not yet. I've got lots more, but I do have other pedals I like to talk about. But today it actually is a fuzz, and it's a fuzz that just showed up unexpectedly today. So this is part of why my morning's been so great. I went to the post office thinking I was picking up a T-shirt, and a box this size was
Oh,
there instead with a bunch of goodies in it from my friends at Big Ear Pedals. And there was some presents in there from a fellow podcaster and a friend of the Tone Mob podcast, Scott Hamilton. He's got a podcast called The Effects Loop, and he sent me some presents and I'm going to show you one of them. I'll show you two of them.
isn't it great when you get gear presents?
Oh, it's so good. It's the best.
Like a gear present.
So Scott commissioned Karen over at Big Ear to hand paint me this fuzz pedal. This is a Big Ear Loaf fuzz, and Karen hand painted me a lovely Hawaiian pizza on the fuzz pedal.
That's awesome.
Scott purchased that for me, and Karen did the custom paint job, and it's really a great little unit, and I'm gonna cherish it forever.
And you're stuck with pineapple now.
I know. I'm not going to start liking pineapple, but maybe this is a step in the direction of compromise.
So that's a real simple circuit, right? Is it like I'll guess that it's like a Proco.
Well, that is their woodcutter. Their woodcutter is like a Proco Rat, like classic. This is their low fuzz. I don't know what it's based on, but it's got real simple controls, just volume, fuzz, tone.
Right.
And you rock and roll with the thing. It's a great pedal. It's actually the first circuit that they came to market with. Before they even had a pedal company, they put out like some content that was just like a drawing of a monster thing, bunny thing, and it said, "Here comes the loaf," and that was the circuit that got off the ground. And in a cool painted enclosure. What's that?
Have you plugged it in yet?
Not yet, but I've played it before. I know what it's about.
What kind of guitars does it work best with, if you were going to pick one?
I mean, it's gonna be weird coming from me, but I've been on a big single coil kick lately. I've played humbuckers for years and years, and I still love humbuckers, but I've been playing my Tele Custom a lot lately, which I guess has both, but I've been playing it in the bridge position a lot, and it's treating me real good. So
70s, your Tele Custom?
Yeah, 1974.
Yeah, whenever I see that, I have a friend that had that same guitar when I was in high school. It's such a cool guitar.
I think it's the coolest Telecaster orientation. You got that humbucker in the neck it doesn't sound like a PAF. It's nice and clear, but it gives you that bite and that punch. And then the middle position, when you got the Tele bridge and that humbucker in the neck, it's like, oh.
Yeah, that's a great guitar. I'm never gonna play a single coil on stage because it just doesn't work for the band. But I'm trying to get. I heard a friend of mine doing a Hendrix tribute in London the other day on YouTube, and the guy that was playing guitar was awesome, and it was a Strat, and it's like, all right, how do I get my Strat? Which I've got a really good Strat that I got from Fender. It's a 2015 American Strat, but it's the one that's got the Shawbucker in it.
Oh yeah.
But for me, it's a great piece of wood. Like, it really feels great. It's probably one of the best out of the box guitars I've ever played. It really it sounds great. And I gotta shave off some of the lacquer and stuff and get it a little bit worn in. But I'm gonna try to get that sounding. I'm gonna take all the pickups out, and I'm gonna actually talk to Sean about how to get that sounding really like late 60s.
Yeah.
So that kind of honky thing. It's just with me and Strats, when I'm using them in the studio, man, they buzz a lot. It's like you got to turn in the right position, and I mean, that's just part of the nature of the beast.
Yeah.
You can get single coil pickups to be quiet. Really, it's
tough. I've played some quiet coils from Mojotone that I thought were really impressive. They're noiseless single coils. I played them at NAMM of all places, and I was really impressed with those. I played their Strat set, and did they have a P90? I'm trying to remember. This was a couple of years ago, but I know the Strat set was really nice. and it was very quiet.
Yeah, these are quiet. These are the no noise Fender pickup. The two singles are the no noise Fenders, and the humbucker is the Shawbucker, which I gotta say, it's a great pickup. I mean, that could be something that goes into another guitar somewhere down the line. Definitely a great pickup, and he's got such a great history of. I mean, he's done it all when it comes to humbucker.
Yeah, well, exactly. I mean, yeah, that's my Les Paul Custom has got the Tim Shaw humbuckers from the late 70s, early 80s, and they're just, I love that guitar so much. You know, I talk about it all the time.
You've got a custom, right? I've seen that one.
Yeah, I got a custom.
That's awesome.
It's kind of far away, or I'd grab it.
Yeah. Right on, man. Well, thanks for coming on again. Have a great week.
Of course. Good talking to you as always.
And time is just flying. COVID time is different than other time.
It's simultaneously the longest year ever and also the shortest year ever at the same time. It's crazy.
Pretty weird. All right, man. Have a great week. Thanks.
Bye-bye.
See ya. All right, we're back. And let's see what you dudes are riding. Got my Strat in the studio. Yeah, I do. I don't even know if it's in tune or anything, but I can check it in a second. But I do have talking of single coil. Let's see. I don't even know if I played this through the Mini. So this is a 72 Telecaster. It's everything is original except the pickups are actual Fender vintage replacements, which are great pickups. I've had this guitar forever. So, I mean, I'm a Gibson dude, and I've always been a Gibson dude. But I gotta say that Fenders sound great through Orange, and they really, even through the Mini one, they really sound good. Hey Keith, how you doing? Half the fun is orienting the guitar with the quiet axis of the room. Very interesting. Yeah, I guess. I don't know. What's the quiet axis of the room? I've been recording my whole life and I've never heard that term, so please enlighten me. My Strat sounds so nice. God, I haven't played that Strat in a long time. Good that you know. You know better than me. Yeah, the Mini Crush also has a tuner, for sure. It's got a tuner, and it's got 3 controls. It's got a tone control, an overdrive control, and a volume control, and that's it. And yeah, I've used it on a shitload of recordings for other artists. I think it's really cool, and it sounds great with the Les Paul, but it sounds just as rocking with Telecaster. Man, I haven't played this guitar in a long time. This is one of my favorite feeling guitars. It just does not work with my band. For you guys just joining us, my name's Ken Rose. I play guitar in Hero Jr. We are a rock band that has been together for almost 9 years now, over 850 shows, and I love being in a band. We've had a temporary tour setback, obviously, because of COVID, but we just finished a new album that is really kicking ass, and I can't wait to share that with you. And I can't wait to find the end of my fucking cable that I just unscrewed. There we go. Yeah, I before Blake called, I was talking about the nice messages I got. Thanks you guys for messaging, for always asking questions, for being interested in the band. I think this is a really cool platform, besides, you know, playing my Orange gear and just talking about songwriting, producing and all that stuff, that I can share the band with you, because I've been playing Orange gear since I've been in this band, and that was the first choice of amp that I picked when I, you know, started, when I moved to America from London about 8.5 years ago, and I had been using vintage Marshalls forever. I was using a 60s Vox and a 60s JMP Marshall, late 60s combos, and I was running them together, and that was my sound. And the guys at Orange, when they found out that I was going to America, and I got introduced to them, and they said that I'm never going to regret having an OR50, and then I'm never going to go back to Marshall. And they were totally right. There's just something about the way that I play in Orange amps, and especially with Les Paul, because I'm a Les Paul guy. It's just like, yeah, it really helped my playing a lot too. I think I hit a different stride in my playing when I switched amps. So that was really cool. So yeah, I mean, I use Orange because I really do love the amps, and if they didn't kick ass, I wouldn't be able to use them, because I think our band kicks ass, and without a good amp, it would suck. So let's go back to Les Paul. I got a couple questions. Wait, I got a couple questions here. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Cool. Thanks, man. Thanks for joining us here. No, it's single coils are single coils. I mean, I've been recording for a long time, and it's with single coils, it's like you just got to turn until you find the sweet spot in the room and keep your hands on the strings. And when you're playing rock music, it doesn't matter. The way we record with I'm using Les Paul anyway, but the way that we record with the, I can't even read that. Yeehaw. Yes. Yeah, Vincent. Hey, the Rockerverb Mark III is an awesome amp. What I would suggest, I don't know what kind of guitar you're playing, because you didn't say. They take pedals great. We can do that. I can do that next week. I can show. No, I'm not baked. Sorry. what was I gonna say? He baked me via YouTube. So Vincent, yeah, the Rocker Verb. If you check out Amp Turco online, AMPTURCO, that's Anthony Turco. He's a tech dude, and he has some really interesting tube combinations for a Rocker Verb that should be really cool. And one of the things that he recommended that I've got that I haven't put in yet is these, well, let's see if we can, Gold Lion KT88s. If these get put in and biased correctly, they should make the amp about 30% gnarlier in a warm way, not in an out of control way. Check out Amp Turco's site. He's playing an SG through his modified Rocker Verb, and it's awesome. It's probably one of the best stoner rock songs that I've heard. So yeah, it's really cool. So check that out. But yeah, Rocker Verb 3. With my pickups on my Les Paul, the only time I'm using my Rocker Verb 3 is in the studio when I'm doing sessions for other artists. I don't use that one with the band. And next week we can go through some sounds with that. I'm able to get a pretty warm and not too dry, clean sound. I'm pretty happy with it. It's a little bit different than Marshall's, but I like it a lot. Today, for those of you guys that just joined, I'm using a Custom Shop Les Paul Standard. It's a 1960s reissue, and I'm using Pariah T-type pickups. I'm playing, it's funny, everybody wants to know what gauge strings I use. I never asked somebody what gauge strings they use when I was learning how to play guitar. But yeah, I use DNR 11 to 50 Pure Blues. I think I've been using them now for more than a year. I got recommended to try them, and man, these are great strings. They last longer, and the sustain. I just love it. I'm a real tactile kind of guitarist. I'm not really a technician, so if something feels good and I notice the difference, it always helps me play. And yeah, and today I'm using this guitar. I'm using the Crush Mini, and I'm using it through a PPC 112 because we got this really cool outlet in the back that runs an extra speaker. Come on, that's palm-sized. Fucking bigger than Rudy Giuliani's dick. There you go. Orange Mini Crush. All right. Oh, I've never used KT90s before. As you can tell, I am totally not a technician. I've been playing my whole life, but I couldn't do a whole lot more than put new strings on. Oh, that's really cool. Yeah, old Orange stuff. It's funny, I was always into old Gibson stuff, so I was always on the hunt for the Plexis and the JMPs when I was into Marshall stuff. And I started getting into Orange about 8.5 years ago, like I said, and It's funny because the OR50 for me, I mean, that the version that I have, it was from I think it was 2012 or 2011. It was the anniversary issue, and that amp to me, it's like God. It sounds better than all my vintage amps. I love that amp. That's got such with a Les Paul. That amp has got such a good vintage feel and the tone. And it's that's the only amp that I've used with the band. But the vintage stuff is great. There's a couple music stores around here that have had older stuff that sounds really good. But I'm really I think, and I don't say it because I use Orange amps and I'm working with them a little bit. I really think that everything I've played from them is good. I mean, we've got this little tiny Crush Mini. The cabinets are great. The speakers, I mean, I get more bottom end out of my PPC 212 than I've gotten out of any other cabinet, and it's really tight bottom end, and it's really warm. It breaks up exactly the way that I like. So for me personally, it's like I am just so thankful that I found a company that sounds like the way I play. I guess that's the best way to put it. And if you want to hear what Hero Jr. sounds like, you can check out the post that Orange does on their Instagram, www.herojrmusic.com. That's HEROJR. There's some stuff up there. And my Instagram is at mywarpedhalo, MYWARPEDHALO. Feel free to say hi, ask any questions you want about recording, songwriting, amps, playing live, touring. If I can help you out and pass on some valuable information, I would be really happy to do that. Let's see what else we got here. So this is my Les Paul through this Crush Mini. Man, great little amp, kicking ass. No, thanks, Max. It's funny, I've said this before in here when people ask for covers. When I was growing up, I never learned cover songs. I always wanted to be in a cover band, but I always played the songs the way I wanted to play it, and I got fired from every cover band that I was in. I always got the gig, and then when it came to playing stuff exactly the way it was on the record, which is what most cover bands wanted me to do, I just had to do it my way, and I got fired instantly. And that is how I became a songwriter, actually, was yeah, a bunch of people that were in the music business said, hey, if it doesn't work playing guitar in a band, just write songs. So my kind of brief history getting into guitar is I've been playing guitar since I was 12, 13 years old. And then I got into songwriting, but I started out as like, a Led Zeppelin, Jimi Hendrix, blues, rock, any 70s rock stuff. I'm just a huge fan of. And then I'm also a huge fan of 60s and 70s, like authentic funk, R&B kind of stuff. Curtis Mayfield, Betty Davis, I really like. Sly and the Family Stone, all of that stuff combined with rock, I really enjoy a lot. And then I got into songwriting, and I almost put guitar down so many times, and every step of the way, somebody I'd work with would say, God, you should play guitar, you should join a band. And it's like, I really never wanted to be in a band unless it had a shot at being a band in the realm of like my heroes. I really wanted, if I was going to join a band, I wanted to be in a band with people that I was friends with. I wanted to be in a band that was really feeling oriented, that wasn't trying to do things because the industry said you have to do it that way. I wanted to find a songwriting partner that kind of had the vibe. Like all of my favorite bands, there was always like a guitar player and a singer that were songwriting partners. And so I just had really high standards. And because I was writing songs and working with a lot of people producing records, I just kind of made a deal with myself that if I don't get to be in a band this life, that's just the way it's going to be, because I really want to be in a rock band that, has a shot at doing something. And then I met Evan, my songwriting partner, and then it ended up, becoming Hero Jr. And I really found something that was so good and made me so happy that I got rid of all of those gigs that I had writing songs, producing, and I moved from London to America, and I started all over again being in a rock band. So it's the best choice that I ever made. I never thought I'd come back to America, but yeah, it's awesome. And so I don't even know how I got started on that trail, but yeah, being in a band is really amazing, and I'm really, really happy, to share the experience with 4 really cool people. And so if you want to check that out, I think it sounds like I just described it. A bunch of people that are really having a good time making music, focused on songs, but not really paying attention to, what could get on the radio. We're a real live band, and even though I think you can go away from a show singing most of our songs, because we definitely are into songwriting, the arrangements and the way we jam them out live, it's not really geared towards trying to make a product that's going to work on the radio. So check out Hero Jr. All right, so for those of you just tuning in, I am Ken Rose. I play guitar with Hero Jr. I'm a songwriter. I do sessions for people. I record. I do everything music. I love music. As long as it's from the heart, that's my bag. I'm playing through Crush Mini with the external speaker. It's an Amp Turco speaker cable. Check that out, dudes. And it's going through a PPC 112. I'm playing a 1960 Custom Shop reissue Les Paul with Pariah T-type pickups. And I'm wearing an Ari Shaffir t-shirt. For those of you who know Ari Shaffir, funny dude. All right, here we go. That might be my favorite note on this guitar through this amp. When I hit that G, wow, today is a good electricity day. It's really funny. I'm in the studio, and sometimes the electricity is weird, and we always notice when we're recording or rehearsing what to grade the electricity. And today's a really good day. I can always tell the harmonics are better, and the sustain is better when it's a good electric day. So today's a good electric day. So Monday. Other questions? Questions need glasses. That's what happens. Yes, a CR120 is a no-brainer to replace a JC120. It's there. I mean, music and gear, it is completely taste, and I mean, there's just no way that you can judge amps outside of your own taste. But that's been one of my least favorite amps since I was a little kid, the JC120. I was always a rock guy, always a tube guy, and whenever I played a JC120, man, it felt so gross playing that amp for me. It was way too clean. I really wasn't a fan of the distortion because it's got that channel that you just turn up. It's not really that you can break up the speakers. It's just like an overdrive in it. I don't think you're really breaking up the speakers. And I know a lot of people swear by those amps, and they are great amps if that's your thing, especially the chorus part of it. That is really cool. But man, for me as a rock guitar player, it was like, yeah, if I can say it's the Nickelback of amps, I'm gonna get in trouble for that, but that's how coming from my personal taste zone, I was not a JC 120 fan. So yeah, if you wanna you still get a great clean sound out of the OR 120, but man, that's an amp that when you crank it up, that sounds like it's got tubes in it. That, which is really one of the cool things about the Orange solid state amps, is they are really, really warm. I'm a huge fan of the warmth of them. I haven't used one here in America, but I did have one laying around my studio in London, and everything, I put vocals through that amp. It was a 35, whatever, I don't know, it was about 9 or 10 years ago. So it was a 35 watt Orange, and it was really great. It was really great for harmonica. Like if you need a good blues amp and all you've got is solid state, it was really great for harmonica. Okay, gotcha. Yeah, I used to love Vox amps, and I haven't played a Vox since I've been in America. So for 8.5 years, my Vox amp is in storage in England. But yeah, I like I said before, I used to use I had a 69 JMP 212 combo, which was my desert island amp for a very long time, and I played that with the Vox. Yeah, so what time is it? Oh wow, it's just about that time. So I'm gonna play a little bit more today. I'm having a lot of fun playing. It's a good electricity day, like I said. So I'm Ken Rose. I play with Hero Jr. If you want to check out the band, www.herojrmusic.com, and that's HEROJR. You can check the band out on Instagram at Hero Jr. You can say hi to me on my personal Instagram at mywarpedhalo, MYWARPEDHALO. And if you've got any questions that you want answered for next week on this show, we're here with Orange Hangs every Monday, 4 o'clock Eastern time. I think we're coming up to a time change soon, so well, it'll still be 4 o'clock Eastern time. So, oh yeah, I don't know that one. I have to check that out. There's a lot of stuff that I don't know, but that's definitely an amp that I don't know. I would imagine that that's a modern amp, right? That Vox that you're talking about. Yeah, if you got any questions, whatever, say hi. If you say hi, I'll send you a free download so you can check out Hero Jr. The cool thing too about being in our band is that we record everything ourselves, totally live, no overdubs, and it's really, really fun to work that way. And we're doing it on a really cool budget. It's not like we're sitting in a, hundreds of thousands of dollars worth of studio gear. It's like, we can talk about that next week, because I do get questions about recording at home. Whoa, that was weird. The screen just flipped. Yeah, we can talk about recording next time, but we record everything at home. I'm not recording on any more than 11 channels, totally live, all in the same room, and man, I really think this is the best record that we've ever made, so I'm looking forward to share that. Hope you guys had a good time this week. I'm Ken Rose. I play guitar with Hero Jr. And, 1980, 90. Uh-oh, wait. Oh, cool, 1981. Wow. I gotta check that out. I'm gonna Google it right after this show. Yeah, so check out my band, Hero Jr., on all formats. And again, today I've been playing a 1960 Custom Shop Les Paul 1960s reissue with Pariah T-type pickups, kind of a combination between a T-top with a little bit of that Peter Green vibe, 59 Les Paul. Crush Mini, PPC 112. I think it's all you need. So have a great week, you guys, and we'll see you next week. Yep.